okay, this is a very short text completion. Maybe you can breathe a sigh of relief, or maybe not. And the reason why is this is one of those text completions where the two blanks are actually related. So let's try it out. So if the playwright's approach is typical, we'll put that as our own word for the first blank. For the second blank, then her works basically used. They use the usual theatrical devices. Why? We can see that the clue there is they're normally used to create drama on the stage. And in general, that normally can serve as our clue. But what happens is, there's our clue. But what happens is, depending on your interpretation, that is, the blanks could be opposite of that, meaning the first blank could be atypical. Why was it atypical? Well, she didn't use those props normally found. So you could say it could be one or the other. So we're looking for that matchup. So we look at the first blank here, we look at the words, we see the playwright's approach is typical. Well, is it typical? We see pedestrian, we see startling, and we see celebrated. Now, pedestrian means commonplace, the usual, the same old. Sure, maybe the playwright's approach is pedestrian. She's just copying what everyone else uses. So if the answer is pedestrian, then the second blank has to be what? Well, has to be used. But here it's saying experiment with. And E, it has choice E, and that doesn't quite work with pedestrian. So again, if we're choosing A, then E will not work because you're not experimenting with. And distilling, you're just changing the substance of something. You're making it more pure, you're refining it. That does not work in this context either. Now, I intentionally skipped this word jettison. Maybe this is the word you don't know. But let's leave it there for a minute and see, is there anything else that could work in the first blank? Well, remember, it could be typical or atypical. It was strange. It was not normal. It was startling. Wow, can you believe that? She actually doesn't use devices normally found in the theater. She does away with them. So the question then becomes, does jettison mean to do away with something or to maintain something and hold on to it? So you maybe jettison something, you think of a context, you get a feel for the word. Does that sound like you're holding on to it? And the answer is no. To jettison something is to discard it, to throw it overboard. So in this case, get rid of A. The answer is B and D.